I went to this carnival in the middle of nowhere here in Florida. Everybody that I interviewed there, they live and work at the carnival. Wait till you see what happened at the end, too. First time in the show's history, I actually broke character. Come check it out.
Out here at Kerby's farm, it's the #1 train attraction here in Florida. If you don't like riding a train, then don't come.
It's where grown kids like me can stay kids forever, and I'm 53 going on 16. Got on KirbyFarm.com, and next thing I know, I was out here building the fences. Next thing I know, I was talking to Jim Pierce, and then the next thing I know, he says, I'm gonna make you famous. And next thing I know, I was riding this train, and next thing I know...
So you're Gary from Gary's Nuts?
That's who I am right now.
Tell us about your nuts.
Well, it's called the Nut House. It's a boiled peanut, specializing in an old tradition down here in Florida, having boiled peanuts.
Is this the only place where you sell your nuts at, or are there other events?
I used to sell nuts at racetrack, just all over and stuff, but I got too old. I came out here and I said, well, I heard you was looking for a boiled peanut, man. Now, there's a lot of people retired from the circus that lived out here.
So kids used to live on the train?
Oh, yeah, whole families. The whole circus rode that train. That's somebody you should talk to. Will and his wife, they grew up in the Carny business.
My name's Will. I've been in the amusement business for over 30 years. Safety first.
Yeah, I can tell. It seems like they're all very safe.
This is a 1950 Smith & Smith.
Are you hoping your son will carry on the family business?
Absolutely. I have 7 kids. This is the best experience that anyone could ever get, is to work in the amusement business. It taught me business.
Getting a business degree out here working on the fair.
Oh,
so,
that's it.
I'm aware of historical fashion and stuff like that, so I love to dress like this. Even just going to the mall, people aren't taught how to not be judgmental of others. They're not taught how to be a true lady or a true gentleman of today. Take the rap industry. People aren't talking about truthful stuff anymore. They're talking about, shooting up neighborhoods and schools, doing drugs, big booties. In a world that's trying to focus on getting women not to be as objectified as they are, I feel like that doesn't really help.
Yeah, that's what Ben Shapiro said the same thing.
Yeah.
What's the raccoon's name?
Bean Bean.
Bean Bean. Nice to meet you, Bean Bean.
So we are actually a animal program, I guess you could say. Any kind of animal that people don't want to take care of, like their pets. They normally bring them to us. So we have 4 rescue prairie dogs. I actually work for a breeder, so I get good supply.
I'm from Buffalo, and I think I've seen a couple like that. Never on a leash, though.
They actually get their shots just like a dog would.
Okay.
So they get distemper, rabies, everything like
Get the
that.
vaccine.
When I was a child, we traveled in the carnival circuit, so I grew up and was raised out there. Came out to buy a school bus from Kerby Family Farms and fell in love with the place.
What did you want a school bus for?
Turning it into a motorhome.
Are you a little nervous about life as living with your home being a school bus?
No, not a bit. It'll be a home on wheels.
I got to consider that myself,
Yes.
I got a home, but there's no wheels on it right now.
I can travel anywhere. I feel very blessed to be raised in the carnival circuit. 365 days we were on the road.
So would you identify as a carny? Is that that's not a slur?
No, that's what it's considered of. Yep.
All right.
You're good.
Okay, good. I wanted to respect your culture.
We do cowboy shootouts down here on weekends.
Are they real guns?
This one right here. This will blow your head off. My family in North Carolina bought slaves, freed them, built them a house, and paid them a living wage, and they still live there in North Carolina on the same property and have our last name.
Today?
Yeah.
So there's black McLeans and white
Yeah,
McLeans?
yeah, and we're Scottish.
Wow.
How does a black man get a Scottish name? By taking it from the family.
It's like having a toddler in the house, actually.
It's a lot like having a kid, yeah.
I get tired a little bit.
Like any mother,
Yeah, definitely. I've seen someone toilet train their raccoon before. It's really fun. It's like having your own little kid, and they definitely have their own personality.
There was this old Jewish man that would sit on the side of the road and sell boiled peanuts. Well, I'm Jewish.
I wouldn't have guessed. I didn't know.
Wouldn't have guessed?
Oh, you got a yarmulke on?
And I asked him, I said, what have you done with peanuts? He said, I just sat here on the side of the road. Everybody felt sorry for him.
He wasn't making too much money with his peanuts.
Yeah, but what they didn't know was he had 35 years working in Hollywood with all the stars. I asked him, I said, how did you wind up selling boiled peanuts? He said, just luck. He retired and then he got bored and he thought,
Let me start boiling peanuts.
Yeah. James Dean, he worked with all of them for 35 years.
He knew James Dean?
Yeah.
And then he retired boiling peanuts?
Yeah. So when he passed away, before he did, he left me his beer cakes. I said, well, I don't want to cook peanuts. Gradually, I just built into it. I went to college for, nuclear power and aircraft engineering and stuff, and I wound up selling boiled peanuts.
Come check out Gary's Nuts.
Yeah, come check out the Nut House.
Everything under here is handmade by me and my wife. We're very patriotic, and we take pride in our country.
So we're here in the skunk cage, and what is the skunk's name?
Her name's Drew.
Nice to meet you, Drew. Rabies are probably a bigger worry than COVID, you know?
Yeah, especially if you get them from someone else and you don't know who the breeder is.
I was born and raised right here in Williston, Florida. All this area right in here used to be my grandparents' peanut field.
If you're not a gentleman in today's culture, who's gonna be? Look around you. People have lost their minds. We're in such a weak state in our country that we're fighting over words now. There are plenty of other ways to be a gentleman, like wanting equality is one of the biggest things that go into being a gentleman.
That's amazing.
I did have an account before, but I decided that I want to use TikTok for getting out truth.
And I think TikTok's a good place to get truth out there.
Yeah, definitely. Now I have a new account, and it's called Steve the Gentleman. No, it's called Real Steve the Gentleman.
Follow the man. Your girlfriend probably loves that, like, you are a gentleman guy who respects women and isn't just out here trying to bang a bunch of chicks.
I've told her, hey, I want to treat you with respect and be better than these guys that have disrespected you in the past.
You don't want to be a fuckboy.
Exactly. And I'll say it right to the camera, too. I made a vow that I would never hate another human being, no matter what they do to me, no matter what they do to my friends or family. I will never hate them.
When you took your vow against hate, was it a religious thing? Like, did you have to put your hand on the Bible?
I just said I'm never going to do it. What real Christians are all about is spreading the word of God using love and acceptance. Keyword acceptance. We don't have to agree with each other's choices, but we shouldn't hate each other.